Got some video for you.
Kamala.
Check it out, guys. Check it out.
We got Kamala Harris, the Vice President. Kamala Harris. Well, good afternoon, good evening. Sorry, I had to come in a little bit early. So they got Kamala Harris. They got the Senate coming in. There's people in the House. They're at the main chamber at the Capitol building. And they get to amend their agenda.
Oh. I also might have video of them departing the White House.
Oh, God.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hang on a moment. Let's see if I can get this.
So the Speaker of the House.
I might have video of the president departing the White House. Try my best. So you're looking at the U.S. Capitol, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Live coverage.
Yeah.
Ron Kuby says, let's get to it.
Okay, hold on.
Deb, and for your support.
Go ahead and do this. I'm going to mute you for just a second. I got to explain. Some people don't know.
Thanks to all of our moderators. Really appreciate it, moderators. Thank you.
All right, so hold on. Let's just pretend here, okay? We're just gonna do this. Let's just pretend before they get ready to start this idiotic speech. So you have the Speaker of the House and you have the Vice President up there in the chamber. Let's just say if Joe Biden gets impeached and gets thrown out of office, the Vice President, Kamala Harris, will be president. If she gets impeached and thrown out of office, the Speaker of the House will be president, which is a Christian. I like when I see, yeah. So let me go back in here. They're running late. Democrats always running late as usual. They're supposed to start. Hold on.
Leadership sees her as an up-and-coming person in the U.S. Congress, Republican figure, but I can't say what future role she has. Who is the designated survivor who stays behind?
That's a good question.
Fox News says during every State of the Union, one member of the president's cabinet is ushered away from D.C. and labeled the designated survivor with the intention of ensuring that someone in line for presidential succession is kept safe in the event of a catastrophic event during the speech.
Mm-hmm.
The identity of the designated survivor is kept under wraps until around the time the speech begins, but last year's role was filled by former Labor Secretary Marty Walsh. That is from Fox News. Mm-hmm. They have an article about it on Fox if you want. You can go to that. It says, designated survivor chosen to protect Biden's succession during Biden's State of the Union. We got to keep... Thank you, Captain Inizel, but let's keep things decorous in the chat, Captain Inizel. Thank you, Captain Inizel, for your support. But please, let us keep things respectful and civil in the chat.
Okay, so he has a couple of things I got to talk about real quick. Designated survivor. That means if the Capitol building gets attacked, the cabinet of the Democrat or Republican president is hid away. So we don't know who it is. But if you want to see designated survivor, there's a TV series on the last one season, but it was very good. Kiefer Sutherland, which awesome man, 24. It's like 24 with politics. It's called Designated Survivor. It was on ABC. I don't know why I got canceled because it was a good show. But yeah, I miss 24. I really do. I miss 24 because this will be 24 in real life. All right. So yeah, as we're going on, we get ready to go on regular time. But yeah, uh, all of you are saying this is 24. So the Senate are getting they're coming in. Then I think the Joint Chiefs will be coming in after that. And then the Supreme Court, which a lot of people are get booing them. Democrats will boo them. Not that. Yeah, because the Democrat Party right now does not like the Supreme Court. The same. And you know how Democrats are. They like to boo everybody. All right, here we go.
Okay, look, that is, so that in the corner, in the lower left corner, is a live shot. So see on the left, in the lower left, I put up two live shots. We have the whole live shot of the Capitol, and we have on the lower left, I have a live shot from AFP of
The White House.
President Biden, the First Lady, and the Second Gentleman depart the White House on
Second
route to the
gentleman.
U.S. Capitol. So this is, the lower left shot is live, but we're waiting to see them depart.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that lower left shot there, because that is the White House. Okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah, no kidding.
So we got two videos for you. Hey, thanks so much, Denise Horton, for your support. Really appreciate it, Denise. Thank you. Also, Longboard Ninja Master. I had a great trip. Thanks. You can watch. I posted a bunch of videos of my trip on the personal channel, lots of it. So you can see a lot of the trip on my personal channel. But thank you, Longboard Ninja Master. It was a great trip to Paris, and we did a lot of live streaming there.
All right. So
MG Monkey, thanks so much, MG Monkey. Really appreciate that. Very kind of you, MG Monkey. Thank you.
So he has so good supporters. So
Can't see the second video? Well, then you need to get your eyes checked because it's there. I mean, I only have so much screen to work with, guys.
yeah.
So the bigger I make that, the smaller I make everything else.
Yeah.
Unless you can see everything else. So I'm sorry if it's not big enough for you, but it's there.
So let's go, Brandon.
The video on the lower left is a shot from the White House. Oh, it's panning out. It's panning out. Maybe he's supposed to leave soon.
Yeah. 7:46.
You can see the senators are entering.
Oh, there's Senator Cruz.
There's Susan Collins there. Senators entering the House chamber. That's what you're looking at right now.
There's Senator Cruz.
Mark Warner there.
You won't say Senator Cruz? Are you really? So Kamala was talking to the. So the atheist is talking to the Christian.
Speaker Johnson talking to the Vice President Harris.
Yes. Speaker Johnson is a Christian. Kamala
Thanks,
Harris.
J.D. Riddle for your
Kamala Harris is the atheist, anti-God,
Tim
anti-Christian.
Kaine is there, senator from Virginia, right there.
Well, we know this guy's a Democrat. I saw Senator Cruz.
James Langford from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. We're seeing some movement here. We're seeing some movement here. Look, 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 look. Look, he's going to come out now. Oh, look, we're going to show you Biden come out from the White House. Look, hang on. That's live from the White House. I just made it bigger. There, look, look, look. He's coming. Where is he? He's not there yet.
Okay, so that's their
What
press.
happened? He hasn't come out yet.
Oh, yeah. It's probably waking up in his nap.
William Comer says, I saw Ted Cruz. Oh, I just saw Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chuck Schumer.
Oh, God.
So that's the White House. Here we go. Here we go.
It's,
Here we go.
nope.
People are leaving the White House. They're leaving the White House. People walking out of the White House. There is the First Lady and the President. Look, he's leaving. That's a live shot. He's leaving the White House. There he is. There's President Biden and the First Lady. You just saw it live. Just saw it live. Getting into their car to take
he's not in the car. He's in the SUV.
So there you go.
Let me go ahead and pause here for a second.
They're in that car. He's in that car.
He's not in the car.
Well, I'm glad we got to see that. We got to see it.
All right.
Have on Twitch moderator.
Okay. So Let's Go Brandon was the last person to leave to get into the. It's not the car. It's not the car beast. It's an SUV because he's 80 years old. He can't get low. So Joe Biden uses the SUV because I don't think he likes the beast. I think he's too low for him. He has back issues. He probably can't walk. He came up there, put his fist up there and said, yes, we're going to celebrate killing babies. What a moron. Let's go, Brandon. That's right. That's right. I said it. Let's go, Brandon. And by the way, I can't play that song because of copyright, but I get to say, I can say Let's Go Brandon a lot. Go ahead and type in. Get ready for Nightbot. Yeah, so I'm just doing here. This guy, I like him. I don't know if he sounds like he's a Democrat, but he does the news. He's like, I think he's like Cronkite, but we'll find out. Let's see if we get this thing started. I know he's gonna be coming in. Give me a second. Dun, 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 dun.
Hopefully that takes care of it. Hopefully we take care of it. So
all right. Let's see it before. Okay, here
soon.
All right.
Biden gives State of the Union address.
Yeah.
How does that look? Oh, I got to center it though. Doesn't look very centered.
Yeah. No.
There we go.
So, well, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the show. This is live coverage of the Let's Go Brandon administration State of the Union address. He's going to talk about killing babies. He's going to talk about illegal aliens.
Ooh, what is this? I have a different shot.
Open borders.
What is that shot of it?
He's
Do
going
I
to
have
talk
a different shot of it? I don't know if I can use that one. Can I use the other one?
Got the Drakey right here.
No, there's another feed which I'm not allowed to use.
Right.
I'm allowed to use this feed, not the other feed.
Uh-oh. So,
the joint session will come to order. The chair appoints as members of the committee on the part of the House to escort the President of the United States into the chamber. The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise. The gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer. The gentlewoman from New York, Ms. Stefanik. The
Ooh.
gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McLean. The House be in order. The House be in order. The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole. The gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler. Gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Rogers. Gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark. The gentleman from California, Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from California, Mr. Liu. The gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Del Bene. The gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Neguse. The gentlewoman from Illinois, Ms. Underwood. The gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Escobar. The gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Trahan. The gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Kildee.
Hey, thanks, Barb, for the gift
The
membership.
President of the Senate, at the
Oh,
direction
Lord.
of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The
Oh.
senator from New York, Mr. Schumer.
Ah! Yuck.
The senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin.
Ugh.
The senator from Washington, Mrs. Murray.
Ugh.
The senator from Michigan, Ms. Stabenow. The senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar. The senator from Virginia, Mr. Warner. The senator from Wisconsin, Ms. Baldwin. The senator from Kentucky, Mr. McConnell. The senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune. The senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito.
Uh-huh.
And the senator from Iowa, Ms. Ernst.
Oh, boy.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
So they're going to go.
The escort committee, I guess they're gonna be escorting in the president.
Yeah, they got to hold them up. Yes, they got to hold them up. But, yeah. So those of you who are watching, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button.
Hey, thanks again, Barb, for the gift memberships. Thanks to our member, Dillamon. Thanks to all of our moderators. BZ is moderating right now. Linda Belk and Larry over there on X. Cynthia Moon, Ruth Krafasi. Thank you so much, mods. Kinetic. Sarah 55. Over on Twitch. Thanks to our moderators. Big Ball of Yarn, David Green, Idaho Star, Big Britches, Sarah, and Papa Bear. Thank you. On Facebook, K. Lowry Body Modding. Ronald Egnor. Margaret Riley.
Mr. Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
Thanks to Lou Green for the Facebook stars also. Thanks Christina Neal for moderating. And thanks Kyla Woolley for the Facebook stars.
Yeah. So now, what the rules is for the Supreme Court justice, the only time they'll clap is when the president comes in, and then as they say in the front, they can't show any emotions. So I wonder, the Democrats right now don't like the Supreme Court. So we're gonna find out what's gonna happen with that. Democrats don't like Clarence
Live
Thomas.
coverage of the State of the Union, and then we're going to have live coverage after of the Republican response to the State.
Why they're all wearing white?
State of the Union speech the last few years, usually a little over an hour. If you're wondering how long it's going to be, maybe a little over an hour is my best guess. The response the last few years has been about 15 minutes. So we'll have live coverage.
Why are
the
they-
chat room will be open, but please keep it respectful in the chat rooms.
Well, see,
And then after the speech, we're going to take your comments.
Mr. Speaker, the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court.
Oh, 3 more justices. Here we go. Supreme Court justice is coming in, guys. Right now.
Yeah.
Here they come.
See, a lot of Democrats are not clapping. See, now that's Republicans. Republicans are saying that.
Sotomayor, Kagor, Gorsuch,
Thomas.
John Roberts,
Oh, there's that woman that says it doesn't know what
Kavanaugh.
they don't know what a woman is. She don't know where to sit. She doesn't know where to sit.
Taji Brown Jackson.
Yeah. Miss Jackson doesn't know what a woman is. She doesn't know where to sit either. Oh boy. So we got my music ready.
Waiting for the president to enter.
Yeah.
Guys. Waiting for the president to enter.
So let me go ahead and get my music ready because I don't want to. Let's see. I think I got it right here. All right. It's ready. So I'm going to be saying my Let's Go Brandon. All right. Let me go ahead and do it on Facebook and tell them. There we go. Facebook.
How is that shot compared to the other one? Yeah.
Right, it's 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock
Who are
Central.
the people in the white? I think some of the women members of Congress wear white.
Don't know why.
I think that might be a little bit of a tradition.
No, it's not.
See if I can find that.
Yeah.
I remember that from last year. Here's why women are wearing white. Time magazine. Well, they posted that in, when was that? When was this Time magazine article? From 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, Time magazine wrote the decision to wear white during State of the Union by Democratic women of Congress is an homage to white outfits worn by suffragists during their fight to get women's votes recognized. So I don't know who's wearing white tonight, but back in 2020, Democratic women wore white.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's all, maybe it's some Republicans tonight too, I'm not sure. Rob says last year MTG wore white. Yeah, so
Let's Go Brandon
you
is
see
doing
various
his
women members
speech
of Congress
tonight.
wearing white. I don't know who they are. My assumption.
Let's Go Brandon is doing his speech tonight.
Thanks, Martin Gingrich, for your support. He says, I'm surprised all of our leaders assemble in one room. Look, the Constitution says that the president shall periodically update the Congress on the State of the Union. So, yeah, I mean, it is striking to see Supreme Court justices there, Senate, you see Congress, the president. So I'm sure there's tons of security, you know.
Oh yeah, you got the state police, you got DC police, you got Secret Service.
We are waiting for the president to enter. We are waiting for the president to enter.
You know he's slow.
Thanks so much to Robin Ridge for your support. Thanks, Robin. I really appreciate that. Thanks again to Martin Gingrich.
Once again, guys, thank you for coming in tonight. We get ready to watch. We get ready to listen to the Let's Go Brandon speech. So
Glad to be able to bring you this video tonight.
let's go Brandon Street. I gotta have my hat.
One moment. Just check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see. I'm doing some fact checking tonight.
I'm watching along with all you guys.
Mm-hmm. So
It is a really striking scene to see both the Senate and the House, Supreme Court justices.
John Chief.
Shout out to those watching on X as well.
Mhm.
It looks like the women wearing white are all on the Democratic side of the aisle.
Yes. Oh,
That is Steny Hoyer, I believe, right there. Oh, thanks, Sonic. Sonic says, which member of the cabinet is hanging back for security reasons? Yeah, so that is not announced initially. The Fox News, thanks, Sonic, I appreciate that. The Fox News article we looked at before said that's kept a secret until a certain time. What Fox said about that is that the identity of the designated survivor is kept under wraps until around the time the speech begins. So
so
we don't know yet. That would be the member of the cabinet kind of kept away in case of some catastrophe.
somebody attached the
But we haven't
Capitol
heard who it is yet. Idris Ali reports, he's with Reuters, President Biden's motorcade did not see any protesters as it went around the Washington Monument to get from the White House to the Capitol.
Oh, of course.
So there have been some protesters on the streets of DC.
But they didn't
tonight,
see it
but didn't seem to interfere with the motorcade.
because they went the other way.
Daniel Boberson says women in white are for freedom of choice. Is that true? I didn't know why they're wearing white tonight. In the past, it has been worn as to honor the movement to get women to vote, suffragists.
Oh, so it's
So I haven't seen it confirmed why they're wearing white. This year.
we will see that because these knucklehead Democrats support killing babies. Yes, I said that because
I'd like to find an actual report from this year confirming why they are. And some people are pointing out that some people seem to be wearing other colors. I'm not sure about that.
they're
You can send me an
radical
article.
Democrat.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate that.
So
Nan V, thanks for your
we are
support.
waiting. We're waiting for the.
He says Democratic women of Congress are wearing white to the State of the Union to show unity and fight for people's rights. So I would like to get an official answer for you.
Come on. Okay, we're waiting. You know, waiting for Joe Biden to get
Zolko
there.
says, why are they all in white? That's right.
They're so great.
Oh, I found it. The Democratic Women's CNN reports the Democratic Women's Caucus has invited all members to wear white to display their, quote, united commitment to defending reproductive freedom and support the Biden administration's work to protect access to reproductive care and women's equality. So I guess it's about reproductive rights.
It's about abortion. It's about killing
That's what the
babies.
women are wearing white for
Yeah.
this year. And then
So we're waiting for Joe Biden. He hasn't got there yet. You know, he's running late as usual. And you got Kamala.
Another example of fashion statement is CNN says some accessories, some Republican lawmakers will be wearing buttons that say her name, Laken Riley, and stop the Biden border crisis.
Mm.
The effort calls for stricter border measures. The effort led by Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene calls for stricter border measures to honor Riley, who authorities believe was killed by an undocumented immigrant.
Yeah. She was killed by a legal alien. It's to say it wrong, it is.
We got our answer.
Well, yeah, so it's newcomers. The White House said the legal aliens are now newcomers.
There's Marjorie Taylor Greene right there.
Yeah, she's wearing red.
I think she's wearing a Say Her Name, Laken Riley shirt.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
So any moment now, Biden is supposed to enter.
They got to stand.
Hey, thanks to Dead Draw Todd for subscribing on Twitch. And C Shuffle, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. She Shuffle, thank you.
I need to say
Austin
that.
Kayfabe, thanks for the bits. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I need to.
Clicker, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. There's Matt Gates right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, where is he? Is he taking a nap?
The First Lady has just entered. The First Lady is there.
Yeah, and with the woman.
Thanks, Marguerite Grace.
There's one woman.
Thanks, Tom Witcher.
There's a woman. Two next to the First Lady. Woman on her right is the one that had the big abortion.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
The cabinet. Here's the cabinet.
Yes, they're running late. There's Boykin. There's Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, the one that was sick. He didn't know he
The
was.
Attorney General. Secretary of State Blinken.
Boykin.
Secretary of the Treasury Yellen.
Yeah, want to raise your taxes. All right, we get ready here. Yeah, the Secretary of Defense was accident in the hospital. Joe Biden did not know about it. Yeah. So, am I getting ready? Yes. When he gets in, I'm going to play my music. They're going to introduction. We're going to have the cameras. Message. Speaker House in charge. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so we have people still coming in the cabinet. He has a big ass cabinet. You know, Democrats want bigger government to spend your taxpayer money. So
Pete Buttigieg there.
Oh, gay guy. Yeah, he didn't do a good job. Planes are parts are going off. Yeah, did y'all see today a plane leaving to Japan? As it took off, the wheel fell off.
Buttigieg is Secretary of Transportation. Saw Housing and Urban Development Secretary Marcia Fudge. There is a Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas.
That got impeached.
Also Secretary of Energy Granholm.
Mayor Hokus has been impeached. Oh yeah, there's Al Dean.
Secretary of Veterans Affairs Dennis McDonough.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything. Homeland Security. That's a joke. Boards are wide open. Illegal always call it as newcomers. Let's see here. So when I'm playing the music, I'll be saying "Let's go, Brandon" every 45 seconds. All right. So while he's doing that, let me go ahead and.
I don't believe Trump is speaking tonight.
No, he's
I
not.
think he's going to be posting on his Truth Social, but I don't believe Trump is supposed to speak. There's a Republican response from an Alabama senator after this, Katie Britt, but that's not Trump. But he's not scheduled to speak as far as I'm aware. There's Secretary of State Blinken.
Boykin, anti-Jew. See, and those of you who want to know what's going to happen, Joe Biden's going to talk
Lloyd
about.
Austin is there, Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in the hospital.
Should be there,
Yeah, he's there.
right there. I think maybe Biden is going to enter next. Are we waiting for anybody else, or is that it
That's it.
before Biden enters?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 50,000. There it is.
Saw Mitt Romney.
Yeah, trader. Yeah,
It is 9:15, so I think it's going to start a little late.
of course.
Said and done.
Excuse me. So yeah, we'll see who else is doing the State of the Union. There's a lot of people are doing it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Vice, thanks, Vice. Vice is wondering if Secretary of Commerce Raimondo is the designated survivor. Maybe because she's not, I haven't seen her there yet. So maybe she's the one who was chosen to stay behind.
Yeah. Let's see here.
That is a tradition where they keep a cabinet member away. Just for the sake of continuity, if there is some kind of catastrophic event.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
There we go. Biden is into it now.
All right, here we go.
Here's President Biden. There you go, guys. He's there.
Let's go, Brandon. There we go. This is the last time. You know, it's going to take us forever.
When he starts speaking, I'll disappear. And I'll let you see him full screen and everything full screen. I'll be back after he speaks. We're gonna show you the Republican response as well.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, sorry.
Say hi to you.
Oh, he's gonna take having it out. See, look at him. Oh boy. Let's go, Brandon. The Brandon administration. Joe Biden supports killing babies. He supports open borders. He supports getting Iran nuclear weapons. He supports the Green Deal. He wants to raise your taxes, but his son does not want to pay. So he's getting a lot of love on the Democrats, which is different. I don't want to shake his hand, really. He can't even control his own son. Hey, where's Hunter? Whoa, what happened? Uh-oh. Something going on.
Thanks, Trav. So we're gonna have there's Biden talking to Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is she saying to him? What is she saying to Biden?
That, that's interesting.
No, she just talked. Marjorie Taylor Greene just talked to Biden. That was somebody said say her name. I wasn't reading her list.
Let me sniff her. Let's go, Brandon.
Joe Manchin and Mitt Romney. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Let's go, Brandon is entering the building right now. It takes him an old man like 80 years old to get to the. He's gonna definitely funny. Oh, it won't be funny, but it will. He's sniffing every.
Somebody will post like a video from the floor of that exchange between Marjorie Taylor Greene and President.
I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Oh, I need to sit. Guys on the right say, "Hey, we need to sit down."
So this is going to go pretty late because this isn't going to get started until like what, 9:30 or so. Oh, you think this up or something?
I mean, really? He's taking it. He doesn't know.
Because probably speak for a little, like an hour, a little over an hour or something. 4 more years. It got political in there. So that's the Democrats.
You want 4 more years of that?
Now the Republicans are going to want to shout.
Oh, we're gonna say build a wall. Five more minutes. It's gonna take you 5 more minutes to get up there. I mean, really?
He is saying hello to the Supreme Court justices.
Oh. So he is. Oh God. Where's her husband? Yeah. Oh yeah. He has DWI. So let's go. Brandon is still not on the stage yet. I will be watching. No, I'm not gonna be watching Fox News. He's still. He said, "Come on, old man, let's move it."
We are about to hear the State of the Union address. When that happens, I will remove myself from the screen, and I will be back. I will be listening, and I'll come back.
While he's doing that, let me go ahead and.
Get your guys' comments afterwards, and we'll also listen to the Republican response. We'll actually have live video of the Republican response.
All right.
This is about to happen. I think it's about to happen.
All right. So. Okay. It froze.
Tony.
Oh, look over the Republicans.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
I go home now.
Go home. Go home.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans. In January 1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation. And he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time. Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight, I come to this same chamber to address the nation. Now, it's we who face an unprecedented moment. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. What makes our moment rare is the freedom and democracy under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march, invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not. But Ukraine can stop Putin. Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that it needs to defend itself. That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers in war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way. Now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall."
You don't have no right. You don't have no right to say his name.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable. America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations, created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year.
No.
And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. Come here, stand up. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And they know how to fight. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen. I say this to Congress, we have to stand up to Putin. Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching. The United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish to do us harm. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away.
Yeah, but we will watch.
We will not bow down. I will not bow down.
You can't get back up.
In a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching. Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th.
Uh-oh.
When insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy. Many of you are here on that darkest of days. We all saw with our own eyes the insurrectionists were not patriots. They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power. Go, Stern.
All right, so it's freezing. He's talking about January 6th. Ross, come on.
In the will of the people.
All right, here we go.
January 6th lies about the 2020 election and the plots that steal the election pose a greatest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed. America stood. America stood strong and democracy prevailed. We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about changes. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Oh man, why is this thing freezing?
As I've done ever since being elected to office, I ask all of you without regard to party to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office of defending us all threats, foreign and domestic.
Border.
Respect free and fair elections, restore trust in our institutions, and make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America, zero place. Again, it's not hyperbole to suggest history is watching. We're watching. Your children and grandchildren will read about this day and what we do.
Oh, you. What about the other grandchildren?
Join us tonight as Latoya Beasley, social worker in Birmingham, Alabama. 14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to America.
Well, this thing is freezing up. Let me go ahead.
Yeah. She scheduled treatments to have that second child.
Let me go ahead and try to find it. Sorry about that. And this thing is not. His site
The
is not.
Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state. Unleashed by Supreme.
Okay, hold on.
Court decision overturning Roe v.
Come on.
She was told her dream would have to wait.
All right, hold on. See, this thing is messing up. Give me a second. Ah, man, I missed what we. Hold on. Come on, really? All right, hold on. Give me a second. So he's talking about. Sorry. Give me a second. It froze. Yeah, he's talking about abortion. He's talking about abortion, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Okay, it might be a commercial. Yeah, I knew it's a commercial. But give me a second. Yeah, but come on. All right, let's see here. See if I can get it working again. Are you kidding me?
And will win again in 2024. If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I will restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again. America cannot go back. I'm here tonight to show what I believe is the way forward. Because I know how far we come. 4 years ago next week, before I came to office, the country was hit by the worst pandemic and the worst economic crisis in a century. Remember the fear, record losses, remember the spikes in crime and the murder rate, raging virus. It took more than 1 million American lives, loved ones, millions left behind.
China virus.
Mental health crisis of isolation and loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
The president, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people.
What?
I think that's unforgivable. I came to office determined to get us through one of the toughest periods in the nation's history. We have. It doesn't make news in 1,000 cities and towns. The American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told. So let's tell the story here. Tell it here and now. America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Investing in all America, make sure everyone has a fair shot. We leave no one behind. The pandemic no longer controls our lives.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Vaccine to save us from COVID are now being used to beat cancer. Turning setback into comeback. That's what America does. That's what America does.
Let's go, Brandon.
I inherited an economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years. A record.
That's a lie.
Unemployment at 50-year lows. Record 16 million Americans are starting small businesses. Each one is a literal act of hope. Historic job growth and small business growth for Black and Hispanics and Asian Americans. 800,000 new manufacturing jobs in America and counting. Where is it written we can't be the manufacturing capital of the world? We are, we will. More people have health insurance today. More people have health insurance today than ever before. The racial wealth gap is as small as it's been in 20 years. Wages keep going up, inflation keeps coming down. Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3%, the lowest in the world and tending lower. The landing is and will be soft. And now, instead of importing foreign products and exporting American jobs, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs.
Oh, my oil.
America, where they belong. It takes time, but the American people are beginning to feel it. Consumer studies show consumer confidence is soaring. Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats as well in the past, failed to buy America. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers. Creating good paying American jobs. And thanks to our CHIPS and Science Act, the United States is investing more in research and development than ever before. During the pandemic, the shortage of semiconductors, chips, that drove up the price of everything from cell phones to automobiles. And by the way, we invented those chips right here in America. Well, instead of having to import them, private companies are now investing billions of dollars to build new chip factories here in America, creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree. In fact, my policies have attracted $650 billion in private sector investment. In clean energy, advanced manufacturing, creating tens of thousands of jobs here in America. And thanks to our bipartisan infrastructure law, 46,000 new projects have been announced all across your communities. By the way, I noticed some of you strongly voted against it. They're cheering on that money coming in. I like it. I'm with you. I'm with you. If any of you don't want that money in your district, just let me know. Modernize our roads and bridges, ports and airports, public transit system. Removing poisonous lead pipes so every child can drink clean water without risk of brain damage.
Brain damage. Oh boy.
Providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where you live, urban, suburban, or rural communities, in red states and blue states. Record investments in tribal communities. Because of my investment in a family farm, because I invested in family farms led by my Secretary of Agriculture, who knows more about this than anybody I know. We're better able to stay in the family for those farms and the children and grandchildren want to leave home to make a living. It's James Swarming. The great comeback story is Belvedere, Illinois. Home to an auto plant for nearly 60 years. Before I came to office, the plant was on its way to shutting down. Thousands of workers feared for their livelihoods. Hope was fading. And I was elected to office, and we raised the Belvedere repeatedly with auto companies knowing unions would make all the difference. The UAW worked like hell to keep the plant open, to get these jobs back, and together we succeeded. Instead of auto factories shutting down, auto factories reopening, a new state-of-the-art battery factory is being built to power those cars there at the same.
You get the materials from China.
The folks of Belvedere, I say, instead of your town being left behind, the community is moving forward again. Because instead of watching auto jobs in the future go overseas, 4,000 union jobs with higher wages are building the future in Belvedere right here in America. Here tonight is UAW President Shawn Fain, a great friend and a great labor leader. Shawn, where are you? Stand up. And Dawn Sims, a third generation worker, UAW worker at Belvedere. Shawn, I was proud to be the first president to stand on the picket line. And today, Dawn has a good job in her hometown, providing stability for her family and pride and dignity as well. Showing once again, Wall Street didn't build America. They're not bad guys. They didn't build it, though. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
There's that woman that had killed a baby.
I say to the American people, when America gets knocked down, we get back up. We keep going. That's America. That's you, the American people. It's because of you America's coming back. It's because of you our future is bright. It's because of you that tonight we can proudly say the state of our union is strong and getting stronger.
Oh boy.
Tonight, I want to talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together. A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over, And the wealthy, the biggest corporations no longer get along with tax breaks. And by the way, I understand corporations. I come from a state that has more corporations invested than every one of your states in the state of the United States combined. And I represented it for 36 years. I'm not anti-corporation, but I grew up in a home where trickle-down economics didn't put much on my dad's kitchen table. That's why I determined to turn things around so the middle class does well. When they do well, the poor go way up and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well. And there's more to do to make sure you're feeling the benefits of all we're doing. Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world. It's wrong, and I'm ending it. For the law that I propose to sign, not one of you Republican buddies voted for it. We finally beat Big Pharma. Instead of paying $400 a month or thereabouts for insulin with diabetes, it only costs $10 to make. They only get paid $35 a month now and still make a healthy profit. And I want to. So what to do next? I want to cap the cost of insulin $35 a month for every American who needs it. Everyone. For years, people have talked about it, but finally we got it done. We gave Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices on prescription drugs. Just like the VA is able to do for veterans. That's not just saving seniors money, it's saving taxpayers money. We cut the federal deficit by $160 billion. Because Medicare will no longer have to pay those exorbitant prices to Big Pharma. This year, Medicare is negotiating lower prices for some of the costliest drugs on the market to treat everything from heart disease to arthritis. It's now time to go further and give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices for 500 different drugs over the next decade. We're making a lot of money, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll still be extremely profitable. Will not only save lives, it will save taxpayers another $200 billion. Starting next year, the same law caps total prescription drug costs for seniors on Medicare at $200 to $2,000 a year. Even for expensive cancer drugs that cost $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. I want to cap prescription drug costs of $2,000 a year for everyone. Folks, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but anyone to get in the Air Force One and fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow, and even Moscow, probably. And bring your prescription with you, and I promise you I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug, same price. Folks, the Affordable Care Act, the old Obamacare, it's still a very big deal.
Yeah, but Congress is not on Obamacare.
Over 100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition. Well, my predecessor, many in this chamber, want to take that prescription drug away by repealing the Affordable Care Act.
Mm-hmm.
Let that happen. We stopped you 50 times before we will stop you again. In fact, I'm not only protecting it, I'm expanding it. We enacted tax credits. It's $800 per person per year to reduce health care costs for millions of working families. That tax credit expires next year. I want to make that savings permanent. To state the obvious, women are more than half our population. The research in women's health has always been underfunded. That's why we're launching the first ever White House initiative on women's health research, led by Jill doing an incredible job as First Lady.
She hasn't done anything.
To pass my plan for $12 billion to transfer women's health research and benefit millions of lives all across America. I know the cost of housing is so important to me. Inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well. And the Fed acknowledges that. But I'm not waiting. I want to provide an annual tax credit that will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space. Just for 2 years.
What about people that live in apartments?
And my administration is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages. When you refinance your home, you can save $1,000 or more as a consequence. For millions of renters, we're cracking down on big landlords who use antitrust law, who break antitrust laws by price fixing and driving up rents. We've cut red tape so builders can get federally financing, which is already helping build a record 1.7 million new housing units nationwide. Now pass and build and renovate 2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down. To remain the strongest economy in the world, we need to have the best education system in the world.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
And I, like I suspect all of you, want to give every child, a good start by providing access to preschool for free at 4 years old. You know, I think I pointed out last year that children coming from broken homes where there's no books and not read to, not spoken to very often, start school, kindergarten, or first grade, having heard 1 million fewer words spoken. The studies show
You gotta fix the problem of broken homes.
50% more likely to finish high school, go on to earn a 2 and 4 year degree, no matter what their background is.
Let's go, Brandon.
I met a year and a half ago with the leaders of the Business Roundtable. They were mad that they were angry. They were disgusted why I wanted to spend money on education. I pointed out to them, as vice president, I met with over 182. No longer the exact
She hasn't talked about the border yet.
And I asked them what they need most. The CEO, you've had the same experience both sides now. They say better educated workforce, right? So I looked at them and I say, I come from Delaware. Mine used to be the 8th largest corporation in the world. And every new enterprise they bought, they educated the workforce to that enterprise. You don't even do that anymore. Why are you angry with me, providing you the opportunity to be the best educated workforce in the world? They all looked at me and said, I think you're right. I want to expand high quality tutoring and summer learning and see that every child learns to read by 3rd grade.
That's parents' responsibility, not the government.
I'm also connecting local businesses in high school so students get hands-on experience and a path to good paying job, whether or not they go to college. And I want to make sure that college is more affordable. Let's continue increasing the Pell Grants to working and middle-class families and increase record investments in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, including Hispanic institutions.
Yeah, legal aliens.
When I was told I couldn't universally just change the way in which we dealt with student loans, I fix two student loan programs that already existed, reduce the burden of student debt for nearly 4 million Americans, including nurses, firefighters, and others in public service. Like Keenan Jones, a public educator from Minnesota, who's here with us tonight. Keenan, where are you? Keenan, thank you. He's educated hundreds of students so they can go to college. Now he's able to help after debt forgiveness get his own daughter to college. And folks, look, such relief is good for the economy because folks are now able to buy a home, start a business, start a family. While we're at it, I want to give public school teachers a raise.
A raise for what?
By the way, the first couple of years we cut the deficit. Now let me speak to the question of fundamental fairness for all Americans.
Oh, here we go.
I've been delivering real results in fiscally responsible ways. We've already cut the federal deficit. We've already cut the federal deficit over $1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
I signed the bipartisan deal. Cut another $1 trillion in the next decade. It's my goal to cut the federal deficit another $3 trillion by making big corporations very wealthy finally beginning to pay their fair share.
Oh, like Hunter. Like your son.
Look, I'm a capitalist. You want to make or can make a million or millions of bucks, that's great. Just pay your fair share in taxes.
Like your son.
A fair tax code. It's how we invest things to make this country great. Education, defense, and so much more. But here's the deal. The last administration enacted a $2 trillion tax cut. Overwhelmingly benefit the top 1%.
No.
Very wealthy, the biggest corporation. And exploded the federal deficit. They added more to the national debt than any presidential term in American history.
We're fighting COVID-19, dumbass.
Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair? Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break? I sure don't. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in federal taxes. Nobody, not one penny. And they haven't yet. In fact, the child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half. Restore that child tax credit. No child should go hungry in this country. The way to make the tax code fair is to make big corporations and very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Remember, in
Hunter.
2020, 55 of the biggest companies in America made $40 billion and paid zero in federal income tax. Zero. Not anymore. Thanks to the law I wrote and we signed, big companies have to pay.
I wrote.
1%. But that's still less than working people pay in federal taxes.
You know, right?
It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%.
Uh-huh. Raise taxes. You know what?
Every big corporation finally begins to pay their fair share. I also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private jets, massive executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that can be deducted. They can pay $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. You know, there are 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay a lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
They're talking about Middle East.
I propose minimum tax for billionaires at 25%, just 25%. You know what that would raise? That would raise $500 billion over the next 10 years. And imagine what that could do for America. Imagine a future with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the economy. Imagine a future with paid leave, because no one should have to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member. Imagine the future of home care and elder care, and people living with disabilities so they can stay in their homes and family caregivers can finally get the pay they deserve. Tonight, let's all agree once again to stand up for seniors. Many of my friends on the other side of the aisle want to put Social Security on the chopping block.
No.
If anyone here tries to cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise the retirement age, I will stop you. The working people who built this country pay more into Social Security than millionaires and billionaires do. It's not fair. We have two ways to go. Republicans can cut Social Security and give more tax breaks to the wealthy. That's the proposal.
No, it's not.
Oh, no. You guys don't want another $2 trillion tax cut? I kind of thought that's what you're planning. Well, that's good to hear. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion to the super wealth. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share. Look, too many corporations raise prices to pad their profits, charging more and more for less and less. That's why we're cracking down on corporations that engage in price gouging and deceptive pricing, from food to healthcare to housing. In fact, the snack companies think they won't notice.
Cookie
They
Monster.
change the size of the bag and put a hell of a lot fewer, same size bag, fewer chips in it. No, I'm not joking. It's called shrinkflation. Pass Bobby Casey's bill and stop this. I really mean it. You probably all saw that commercial on Snickers bars. You get charged the same amount, and you got about, 10% fewer Snickers in it. Look, I'm also getting rid of junk fees. Those hidden fees at the end of your bill that are there without your knowledge. My administration announced they're cutting credit card late fees from $32 to $8. Banks and credit card companies are allowed to charge what it costs them to instigate the collection. And that's more, a hell of a lot like $8 something. They don't like credit card companies. I'm saving American families $20 billion a year with all the junk fees. Folks at home, that's why the banks are so mad. It's $20 billion in profit. I'm not stopping there. My administration proposed rules to make cable, travel, utilities, and online ticket sellers tell you the total price up front, so there are no surprises. It matters. It matters. And so does this. In November, my team began serious negotiations with a bipartisan group of senators. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Well, you don't think so?
Nope.
Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? Well, I'll be darned. That's amazing. That bipartisan bill would hire 1,500 more security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backload of 2 million cases, 4,300 more asylum officers, and new policies so they can resolve cases in 6 months instead of 6 years now. What are you against?
5,000 illegal aliens.
100 more high-tech drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's killing thousands of children. This bill would save lives and reorder the border. It will also give me and any new president new emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border when the number of migrants at the border is overwhelming.
It is now.
Unions endorse this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce is, yeah. You're saying no, look at the facts. I know you know how to read. I believe that given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well, a majority right now. But unfortunately, politics has derailed this bill so far. I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress and the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win would be good as a political win for me and political losing for him. It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner, not a group.
What?
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals?
What?
To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border.
Parents are not.
If they can buy and get into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 months, 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks, I would respectfully suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people, get this bill done. We need to act now. And if my predecessor is watching, instead of paying politics and pressuring members of Congress to block the bill, join me telling the Congress to pass it. We can do it together. That's what he apparently hears, but he will not. I will not demonize immigrants saying they are poison in the blood of our country. I will not separate families. I will not ban people because of their faith. Unlike my predecessor on my first day in office, I introduced a comprehensive bill to fix our immigration system. Take a look at it as all these and more. Secure the border. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers. And so much more. But unlike my predecessor, I know who we are as Americans. We're the only nation in the world with a heart and soul that draws from old and new. Home to Native Americans and ancestors have been here for thousands of years. Home to people of every place, from every place on earth. They came freely. Some came in chains. Some came when famine struck, like my ancestral family in Ireland. Some to flee persecution. To chase dreams that are impossible anywhere but here in America. That's America. And we all come from somewhere. But we're all Americans.
But you got to do it the right way.
Look, folks, we have a simple choice. We can fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it.
There you go.
I'm ready to fix it. Send me the border bill now. Transformational moment in history happened 59 years ago today. in Selma, Alabama.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, to claim their fundamental right to vote.
Robert KKK Bird.
Bloody and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague John Lewis was on that march. We miss him. But joining us tonight are other marchers, both in the gallery and on the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma. The daughter of gospel singers and preachers, she sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday, helped shake the nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
Yeah, by Republicans, not by Democrats.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Democrats were opposed to the Voting Rights Act. But
But 59 years later, there are forces taking us back in time.
what?
Voter suppression.
Oh, please.
Subversion. Unlimited dark money. Extreme gerrymandering. John Lewis is a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes who marched with him, then it's time to do more than talk. Pass the Freedom to Vote Act. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
We always have a.
Stop denying another core value of America, our diversity across American life. Banning books is wrong. Instead of erasing history, let's make history. I want to protect fundamental rights. Pass the Equality Act. And my message to transgender Americans is I have your back. Pass the PRO Act for workers' rights. Raise the federal minimum wage because every worker has a right to a decent living more than $7 an hour. We're also making history by confronting the climate crisis. I don't think any of you think there's no longer climate crisis.
There is.
I'm taking the most significant action ever on climate in the history of the world. I'm cutting our carbon emissions in half by 2030, creating tens of thousands of clean energy jobs like the IBW workers building and installing 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations. Conserving 30% of America's lands and waters by 2030. Taking action on environmental justice, fence line communities smothered by the legacy of pollution. Pattern after the Peace Corps and American Corps, I launched the Climate Corps.
Oh Lord.
Put 20,000 young people to work in the forefront of our clean energy future. I'll triple that number in a decade. To state the obvious, all Americans deserve the freedom to be safe. America's safer today than when I took office.
No, that's wrong.
When I took office, murder rates went up 30%. 30% they went up. The biggest increase in history. It was then, through my American Rescue Plan, which every American voted against, I might add, we made the largest investment in public safety ever. Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history. Violent crime fell to one of its lowest.
DC.
But we have more to do. We have helped cities invest in more community police officers, more mental health workers, more community violence intervention. Give communities the tool to crack down on gun crime, retail crime, and carjacking.
DC.
Justice have been doing by taking executive action on police reform and calling for it to be the law of the land. Directing my cabinet to review the federal classification of marijuana and expunging thousands of convictions for the mere possession, because no one should be jailed for simply using or have it on their record. Take on crimes of domestic violence. I'm ramping up the Federal Enforcement of the Violence Against Women Act that I proudly wrote when I was a senator. So we can finally end the scourge against women in America. There are other kinds of violence I want to stop. With us tonight is Jasmine. His 9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered. 21 classmates and teachers at elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde. We spent hours and hours with kids and families. We heard their message. So everyone in this room, in this chamber, heard the same message. Constantly trained. He said, do something. Do something. Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, with the Vice President leading the charge. Thank you for doing it. Meanwhile,
Oh, nice hair.
my predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was president. After another shooting in Iowa recently, he said, asked me, just there he spoke, just kill. I said, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm proud to be the NRA when I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years because of this Congress. We now must beat the NRA again. I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Pass universal background checks. None of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years. None of this violates the Second Amendment or vilifies responsible gun owners. You know, as we manage challenges at home, we're also managing crises abroad, including the Middle East.
Oh, here we go.
I know the last 5 months have been gut-wrenching. So many people, the Israeli people, Palestinian people, and so many here in America. This crisis began on October 7th, with a massacre by a terrorist group called Hamas.
By Iran that you supported.
People, women, girls,
Oh, yeah, you're talking soft with them.
during sexual violence. The deadliest days of Jewish people, that's all.
Where's the squad?
Here in the chamber tonight, our families are slowly disturbing hell by months. I place all the families that were not destined to bring everyone their loved ones home. We also we'll also work around the clock to bring home Evan and Paul, Americans being unjustly detained by the Russians and others around the world.
Yeah, say about
Israel
him.
has the right to go after Hamas. Hamas ended this conflict by releasing hostages, laying down arms, could end it by releasing the hostages, laying down arms, and surrendering those responsible. Israel has Israel has a third Hamas hides objects among the civilian population of the hospital. Israel also has a fundamental responsibility, though, to protect innocent civilians in Gaza. This war has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom are not Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocent women and children, girls and boys, also orphaned. Nearly 2 million more Palestinians under bombardment or displaced. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine. It's heartbreaking. I've been working nonstop to establish an immediate ceasefire to last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released, all the hostages. To get the hostages home and ease the intolerable humanitarian crisis. Build towards an enduring, something more enduring. The United States is leading the international effort to get more humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean coast of Gaza and to receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelter. No U.S. boots will be on the ground. The temporary pier will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian.
Yeah, but who's going to build that? The military.
And Israel must do its part. Israel must allow more aid in the Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire. They're announcing they're going to have a crossing in northern Gaza. The leadership of the Israelites say this: humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or bargaining. Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority. As we look to the future, the only real solution to the situation is a two-state solution.
Ain't going to happen. No two-state solution.
And I say this as a lifelong supporter of Israel, my entire career, no one has a stronger recognition than I do. I challenge anyone.
Donald Trump.
American president of Israel in wartime. There is no other path that guarantees Israel security and democracy. There is no other path that guarantees that Palestinians can live in peace and dignity. There's no other path that guarantees peace between Israel and all of its neighbors, including Saudi Arabia.
I'll be back.
Creating stability in the Middle East also means containing the threat posed by Iran. That's why I built a coalition of more than a dozen countries to defend international shipping and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. I've ordered strikes to create the Houthi capability to defend U.S. forces in the region. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not hesitate. For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise. America's falling behind.
Mm-hmm.
We got a package. I've been saying this for 4 years. America's rising. We're the best economy in the world. And since I've come to office, our GDP is up, our trade deficit with China is down to the lowest point in over a decade. And we're standing up
'Cause he got paid.
fair economic practices. We're standing up for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits. I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Pacific Islands. I've made sure the most advanced American technologies can't be used in China, not allowing the trade. Frankly, all this tough talk on China never occurred to my predecessors to do anything. I want competition with China, not conflict. And we're in a stronger position to win the conflict in the 21st century against China than anyone else, for that matter, than any time as well. Here at home, I've signed over 400 bipartisan bills. More fast line really be gentle. Strengthen penalties on fentanyl trafficking. Don't want to do that. Pass bipartisan privacy legislation to protect our children online. Harness the promise of AI to protect us from peril. ban AI voice impersonations and more. Keep our truly sacred obligation, training and equip those we send in harm's way, and care for them and family back at home and when they don't. That's why the song supported help Dennis, DA, signed the pact. One of the most significant laws ever, helping millions of veterans exposed to toxins who now are battling more than 100 different cancers. Many of them don't come home, but we owe them and their families support. We owe it to ourselves to keep supporting the new health research agency called ARPA-H. And remind us that we can do big things, like end cancer as we know it, and we will.
Oh boy.
Let me close with this. Yay. I know you don't want to hear any more, Lindsay, but I got to say to you. I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation. Between those who want to pull America back to the past and those who want to move America to the future. My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy. A future based on core values. America, honesty, decency, dignity, equality. To respect everyone. To give everyone a fair shot. To give hate no safe harbor. The other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution. That's not me. I was born in mid-World War II when America stood for the freedom of the world. I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Claymont, Delaware, among working-class people who built this country. I watched in horror as two of my heroes, like many of you did, Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy, were assassinated. And the legacy that inspired me to pursue a career service. I left the law firm and became a public defender in my city, Wilmington, was the only city in America occupied by the National Guard after Dr. King was assassinated. I became a county council.
He's trying to get black brothers.
I got elected to the United States Senate, and I had no intention of running at age 29. Then vice president of the first black president. Now president of the first women vice president. In my career, I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators to vote sometimes. Not a joke. I've been told I'm too old. Whether young or old, I've always known what to do. I've known our North Star. The very idea of America is that we're all created equal, deserves to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I won't walk away from it now. I'm optimistic. I really am. I'm optimistic, Nancy. My fellow Americans, the issue facing our nation isn't how old we are, it's how old are our ideas. Hate, anger, revenge, retribution are the oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas, only take us back. You need America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done. Tonight you've heard mine. I see a future where defending democracy, we don't diminish it. I see a future where we restore the right to choose and protect our freedoms, not take them away. I see a future where the middle class finally has a fair shot and the wealthy have to pay their fair share in taxes.
Except for your
I see
son.
a future where we save the planet from the climate crisis and our country from gun violence. Above all, I see a future for all Americans. I see a country for all Americans. And I will always be president for all Americans. Because I believe in America. I believe in you, the American people. You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now. So let's build the future together. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America. And there's nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was the State of the Union address. We're going to have the Republican response coming up shortly. So we'll watch President Biden exit as long as we have video for it.
Okay.
Coming up, Republican
Response.
response.
I cannot wait for the Republican response. We're going to see this old man going down here. I'm going to go back right here. I'll be back before she starts. A freshman senator.
So as soon as this is done, we will go to the Republican response from Alabama Republican Senator Katie Britt. There was a striking moment. I mean, a lot of the stuff I think is predicted you might see, but there was that striking moment when he took the Say Her Name Lincoln Riley button, I think it was. Because like Martha's Hill and other Republicans were saying, say her name. She is a woman in her early 20s who got killed by a illegal immigrant a couple of weeks ago in Georgia. He actually did say her name. He offered his condolences to his parents. He addressed her parents. So that was pretty striking. Whatever you thought of Biden in his speech, that was pretty striking. Jane Jones is waiting on the Republican response. We will have that live. We will have that live. What did the guy yell before he was escorted out? There was somebody who I think was a protester in like the gallery, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. He thanks Red Squirrel. I appreciate it. Red Squirrel. Some of you liked the speech, some of you didn't like it. I'm guessing it might track with whether people support Biden or not. But I'm going to show you the Republican response coming up. There was some heckling, a little bit. It wasn't that much. It didn't seem to me, it's not like after everything he said, somebody was yelling at him in the audience. I'm sorry, we're going to cover we're going to have the Republican response. I was actually up quite early this morning because I was in Paris the last week and I flew back today. So kind of got in just before the State of the Union, 2 hours before. So you see me yawning, that's why. Hey, the ringer, thank you. The ring is it's here, but it's okay to use that. Yeah, I think he said Lincoln Riley. It's a Lincoln Riley. To some of you, it's a big deal. To others, it isn't. Republican response coming up. But the Republican response is not starting. Hey, thanks so much, Geraldine Parsons. That's very kind of you. Thanks for the gift. Appreciate it. But thanks to all of our moderators who have been moderating. Appreciate that. So, as soon as I have the Republican response, I will play it for you. Softball, Paul thought it was a great speech. Some of our viewers liked it, some of our viewers did not. Yes, the guaranteed survivor, that was reported by DNO News. It actually wasn't Gina Raimondo. The designated survivor was Education Secretary Miguel Cardona.
No.
He also reported that this year's, by custom, at least one cabinet member does not State Union nor to preserve the constitutional rights especially preventing capacity. This year's designated survivor is Secretary of State Miguel Cardona. So I guess maybe the Republican response will wait until after he's maybe they wait till after he's out of the chamber. I would not be surprised. Some of the points that we talk about. He wants Republicans to pass the stalled immigration bill. Wants more, military support to continue for Ukraine.
All right, let's go ahead and sum this. Let me go ahead and do this because it's going to take you forever to leave.
Hey, thanks to Ronald Kane. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you were with Paris Students. Thank you so much, Ronald.
I'm going to pause him because I got some things to say. I got some things to say about the speech. The speech. What did I think about the speech by Joe Biden? Let's go, Brandon. Well, first things first. Let's talk about it. We all know the Democrat Party supports abortion, supporting killing babies. And so he's had the right to choose. That means killing babies. That means he supports Planned Parenthood. Everybody knows Planned Parenthood was created by a white supremacist, racist KKK. So, all you Democrats out there, let's be real. You support Joe Biden, you support killing babies. If you support Joe Biden, you like open borders, you like illegal aliens, you like saturated cities, you like illegal aliens getting more money than their regular citizens that are on food stamps, you like illegal aliens over our veterans, and he didn't say anything about a solution with our military problems. We have military problems. He didn't say anything about the trade wreckage. He said something that was very, very stupid. Violent crime was low. Well, no. Violent crime went up in Washington, D.C. Violent crime happened in New York City. They didn't talk about. He didn't talk about the attacks of our police officers. He said about 10 seconds we should say, and by the way, he didn't the person that was burned by the illegal alien, well, the parents were not there. So I don't know why he was looking over there. The parents were not there. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we are waiting for the Republican response. Yeah. Oh, it was just blah, 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 blah. Okay, then he said there is a Voter Rights Act already into law. So, fact check. Yeah, so let me go ahead and want to get the Republican response. But yeah, it's no, Joe Biden's still he's still in the Capitol building. He's hanging around with a bunch of women that want to kill babies. Doing a selfie. Hold on. Oh, he's way behind. Hold on. Yes. He's way behind. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. It's just been one of those. So let me go ahead and. All right, let me get back in here. Sorry about that. I had to. All right, live. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see here. Go to ABC. We're gonna make it after all. Give me a second. Got a commercial. I'll play the report. I'll play it. There we go. Here we go. Sorry.
Biden inherited the most secure border of all time. But minutes after taking office, he suspended all deportations, he halted construction of the border wall, and he announced a plan to give amnesty to millions. We know that President Biden didn't just create this border crisis, he invited it with 94 executive actions in his first 100 days.
I like
When I
her.
took office, I took a different approach. I traveled to the Del Rio sector of Texas. That's where I spoke to a woman who shared her story with me. She had been sex trafficked by the cartels starting at the age of 12. She told me not just that she was raped every day, but how many times a day she was raped. The cartels put her on a mattress in a shoebox of a room, and they sent men through that door over and over again for hours and hours on end. We wouldn't be okay with this happening in a third world country. This is the United States of America, and it is past time, in my opinion, that we start acting like it. President Biden's border policies are a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
This crisis is despicable. And the truth is, it is almost entirely preventable. From fentanyl poisonings to horrific murders, there are empty chairs tonight at kitchen tables just like this one because of President Biden's senseless border policies. Just think about Laken Riley.
Mm-hmm.
In my neighboring state of Georgia, this beautiful 22-year-old nursing student went out on a jog one morning. but she never got the opportunity to return home. She was brutally murdered by one of the millions of illegal border crossers President Biden chose to release into our homeland.
Oh, man.
Yo, as a mom, I can't quit thinking about this. I mean, this could have been my daughter. This could have been yours. And tonight, President Biden finally said her name. But he refused to take responsibility for his own actions. Mr. President, enough is enough. Innocent Americans are dying, and you only have yourself to blame. Fulfill your oath of office. Reverse your policies. End this crisis and stop the suffering. Sadly, we know that President Biden's failures don't stop there. His reckless spending dug our economy into a hole and sent the cost of living through the roof. We have the worst inflation in 40 years and the highest credit card debt in our nation's history. Let that sink in. Hardworking families are struggling to make ends meet today. And with soaring mortgage rates and sky-high childcare costs, they're also struggling to have a plan for tomorrow.
How to eat?
The American people are scraping by, while President Biden proudly proclaims that Bidenomics is working. Goodness, y'all, bless his heart. We know better. I'll never forget stopping at a gas station in Chilton County one evening. The gentleman working the counter told me that after retiring, he had to pick up a job in his 70s so that he didn't have to choose between going hungry or going without his medication. He said, I did everything right. I did everything I was told to do. I worked hard. I saved. I was responsible. He's not alone. I hear similar concerns from fellow parents, whether I am walking with my friends or whether I'm at my kids' games. But let's be honest, it's been a minute since Joe Biden pumped gas, ran a carpool, or even pushed a grocery cart. Meanwhile, the rest of us see our dollar and we know it doesn't go as far. We see it every day. And despite what he tells you, our communities are not safer. For years, the left has coddled criminals and defunded the police, all while letting repeat offenders walk free. The result is tragic, but foreseeable. From our small towns to America's most iconic city streets, life is getting more and more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, President Biden's weakness isn't just hurting families here at home. He is making us a punchline on the world stage. Look, where I'm from, your word is your bond. But for 3 years, the president has demonstrated that America's word doesn't mean what it used to. From abandoning our allies in his disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan to desperately pushing another dangerous deal with Iran,
Yeah, go, girl.
President Biden has failed. We've become a nation in retreat, and the enemies of freedom, they see an opportunity. Putin's brutal aggression in Europe has put our allies on the brink. Iran's terrorist proxies have slaughtered Israeli, Jews, and American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They've targeted commercial shipping, and they've attacked our troops nearly 200 times since October, killing 3 U.S. soldiers and 2 Navy SEALs. Meanwhile, The Chinese Communist Party is undercutting America's workers. China is buying up our farmland, spying on our military installations, and spreading propaganda through the likes of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the CCP knows that if it conquers the minds of our next generation, it conquers America.
Mm.
And what does President Biden do? Well, he bans TikTok for government employees, but creates an account for his own campaign. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Look, we all recall when presidents faced national security threats with strength and resolve. That seems like ancient history. Right now, our commander-in-chief is not in command. The free world deserves better than a dithering and diminished leader. America deserves leaders who recognize that secure borders,
No,
safe
like her.
places, safe streets, and a strong defense are actually the cornerstones of a great nation. Just ask yourself, are you better off now than you were
4 years.
years ago?
Yep. Thank you for saying that.
There's no doubt we're at a crossroads, and it doesn't have to be this way. We all feel it. But here's the good news. We, the people, are still in the driver's seat. We get to decide whether our future will grow brighter or whether we'll settle for an America in decline. Well, I know which choice our children deserve,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the choice the Republican Party is fighting for. We are the party of hard-working parents
Mm-hmm.
and families, and we want to give you and your children the opportunities to thrive. And we want families to grow. It's why we strongly support continued nationwide access to in vitro fertilization. We want to help loving moms and dads bring precious life into this world.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley and I believe there is no greater blessing in life than our children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why tonight I want to make a direct appeal to the parents out there, and in particular to my fellow moms, many of whom I know will be up tossing and turning at 2 a.m., wondering how you're going to be in 3 places at once and then somehow still get dinner on the table. First of all, we see you, we hear you, and we stand with you. I know you're frustrated.
Oh,
I
man.
know you're probably disgusted by most of what you see going on in Washington, and I'll be really honest with you, you're not wrong for feeling that way. Look, I get it. The task in front of us isn't an easy one, but I can promise you one thing. It is worth it. So I am asking you, for the sake of your kids and your grandkids, get into the arena. Every generation has been called to do hard things.
Mm-hmm.
American greatness rests in the fact that we always answer that call. It's who we are. Never forget, we are steeped in the blood of patriots who overthrew the most powerful empire in the world. We walk in the footsteps of pioneers who tamed the wild. We now carry forward the same flame of freedom as the liberators of an oppressed Europe. We continue to draw courage from those who bent the moral arc of the universe. And when we gaze upon the heavens, never forget that our DNA contains the same ingenuity that put man on the moon. America has been tested before, and every single time we've emerged unbowed and unbroken. Our history has been written with the grit of men and women who got knocked down. But we know their stories because they did not stay down. We are here because they stood back up. So now it's our turn, our moment to stand up and prove ourselves worthy of protecting the American dream. Together, we can reawaken the heroic spirit of a great nation. Because America, we don't just have a rendezvous with destiny. We take destiny's hand and we lead it. Our future starts around kitchen tables just like this, with moms and dads just like you. And you are why I believe with every fiber of my being that despite the current state of our union, our best days are still ahead. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless these United States of America.
Man, oh wow.
And there you have it, Senator Tony Grant from Alabama, 42 years old, the youngest Republican elected to the Senate, giving the Republican response tonight to President Biden's State of the Union address from her kitchen there in Alabama. And I want to get right over to John Carl before we say goodnight here.
All right. Wow. The Republican response. The youngest senator. I like her. I like her. Can she be against Kamala Harris? Ooh. That will be crazy. All right, guys. 2 hours and 30 minutes. So you had Let's Go Brandon, you had the Democrat Party, and you had this young senator Republican. She's gonna be a star. The more details will be coming out next couple days. And you see this hat? Donald Trump, 2024. It's beginning. Gotta get out of here because I gotta watch John Hannity. Guys, don't forget. Have some fun. And I'll see ya this weekend. We's out.